If you want dinner in less than 30 minutes that your whole family will love, shrimp fajitas are the answer. They're the perfect sizzling skillet meal, and after you season the shrimp with my homemade fajita seasoning, all you have to do is saute the onions and bell pepper, then saute the shrimp, and combine it all together. This recipe couldn't be any easier or more foolproof, which is why it's one of my go-to weeknight meals. And a squeeze of fresh lime juice on top is the finishing touch before serving them up in tortillas with your favorite toppings. To get started, we'll make my fajita seasoning, and it's a simple blend of half a tablespoon of chili powder, half a tablespoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Give that a stir to make sure it's all combined, and then set it aside. You'll need 1.5 pounds of peeled and deveined shrimp for this recipe, and I always recommend wild-caught shrimp if you can get it. While I'm using shrimp from my seafood monger today, you can also use frozen wild-caught shrimp from the freezer aisle of your supermarket. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And then just place your thawed shrimp in a large mixing bowl. Drizzle 2 tablespoons of olive oil on the shrimp and then the juice from 1 lime, which is about 2 tablespoons of juice. This lime today isn't so bad, but lately my supermarket has only had really dried out limes, and those are always such a bummer when you go to squeeze them and you're like, where's all the juice? Add your fajita seasoning on top, then stir everything together to fully coat the shrimp, and you can just set it aside and let it marinate for about 10 to 15 minutes while you chop the veggies. Peel, halve, and slice 1 medium yellow onion so you've got thin strips of onion, and then de-seed and slice 2 bell peppers. You could use any color of bell pepper that you'd like, but I always like a mix of colors if possible, as it helps to contribute to that festive vibe that goes along with sizzling fajitas. Don't forget to slice up any edible veggie on the top and bottom of the bell peppers as well, then place the sliced onion and sliced bell peppers in a bowl to take over to the stove. Heat a large pan over medium heat and add a few tablespoons of olive oil. Toss in the veggies and saute them for about 4 to 5 minutes or until they're softened and just starting to caramelize. Then use a large spoon to remove them to a bowl or plate because we're going to saute the shrimp in the same pan. If your pan feels a bit dry, you could add a splash more oil, then toss in your marinated shrimp. Let them cook on one side for about 2 to 3 minutes, then cook the other side for another 2 to 3 minutes or until they turn pink and opaque. You could also just stir them around for 5 to 6 minutes until they're fully cooked through. And once they are fully cooked through, add the veggies back to the pan. Now, if you see a little bit of liquid remaining on the bottom, that's totally fine, and it will actually help to flavor the veggies when you stir everything together. And that's pretty much all the hard work it takes to make a very quick and easy shrimp fajitas dinner. I also love to squeeze extra lime juice on top before serving, though you could also serve this up with a plate of sliced limes and let everyone add as much or as little lime juice as they'd like. For me, the more lime juice, the better. Add some of the fajita veggies to a tortilla with sliced avocado or dollops of guacamole, then top with some of the shrimp. I'm not adding any grated cheese today, but you could also add some grated cheddar cheese or a sprinkle of cotija or queso fresco, which is my personal favorite. 1 more squeeze of lime juice finishes them off, and of course you can't forget some freshly chopped cilantro. All right, now before I dig in and take a bite, I know there's gonna be comments and questions on should you cook the shrimp with the tail on or off? I would say 8 out of 10 times, most of the time, I cook the shrimp with the tails off. Though I will say that the tails can add a lot of good flavor to any dish where the shrimp are sautéed. So It's up to you, it's personal preference. If you want a quick and easy dish, you can make sure that the tails are off and then serve it up right away. If you want a little bit more added flavor into the dish, you can leave the tails on and then slice them off right before cooking. I'm just gonna use my fingers and peel the tails off so that I can bite into the fajita. I'll also add that a lot of times in food photography, you'll notice the tails on for two reasons. One, it makes a dish look prettier, and two, the shrimp don't tend to curl as much when the tails are on. So when you're looking for a really beautiful food photography photo, the tails are often left on. But reality, most of the time the tails come off. Let's take a bite. So good. And I am always making a mess when I eat. And of course I have white on today, but I will say, it hit the kitchen rug and it did not hit my white jeans, so I'm winning. I really do love that this is a 25-minute-ish recipe. It's super easy to whip up, and the leftovers make for great meal prep. And whether you wanna serve them in tortillas or serve them on a rice bowl or a salad bowl, there's a lot you can do with just the leftovers of the shrimp and the mixed veggies. So it makes a great meal prep option where you can easily enjoy the leftovers for several days. And in terms of tortillas, obviously do what's best for your dietary preference. Flour tortillas are commonly used. You could do corn tortillas. You could do my homemade cassava flour tortillas, which is what I have today. Although you can buy store-bought cassava flour tortillas, almond flour tortillas, and there's a lot of gluten-free options out there nowadays. And I will also add my homemade lime crema is amazing, as is my chipotle sauce. So if you're looking for a sauce to serve alongside as well, those two options are pretty much the bomb. I hope you guys enjoyed today's shrimp fajitas recipe, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And after you've whipped this up for a Cinco de Mayo festival or Mexican dinner at home, make sure to go over to my website, give it a 5-star review. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.